Good morning. Home vlog here, driving in the truck. Today is Saturday, December 14th. Yeah. And I am home vlogging. It's been a while, I know. And the last time we talked, I said I was going to be doing like as much free stuff as possible. Yeah, that's not working out for me. And it's not because the free stuff isn't free. It's just because it has been so freaking cold. So cold. I don't want to do stuff in the cold. Anyway, so today we're actually having somewhat of a warm snap, which is nice. So because we are having a heat wave, we'll call it, we are going to go to the equestrian center tonight. So today is kind of like a home vlog, and then also a take you with us to the equestrian center, the Tryon Equestrian Center. I talked about that in the last video, because actually what the last video was the Tryon Equestrian Center and their Shadrock's light show. Oh, it's bumpy. And anyway, their light show is always so much fun, but today or tonight we're gonna do the Christmas Village. And the Christmas Village is like meet Santa Claus, meet the Grinch. There's ice skating rink there, and of course it's like not a real ice skating rink, it's like one of those plastic ones, but I heard it was actually really cool this year. But that's an extra charge, so I don't know if we'll be doing ice skating. But your tickets to get into the Winter Fest is it includes the Grinch, Santa Claus, meeting Mrs. Claus and having cookies and cocoa and unlimited rides on the carousel. Apparently they're having have a petting zoo there this year, as well as bouncy houses. So that is going to be so much fun. And right now I am driving in the car by myself, yay, to go and get my eyelashes refilled. So also on my last vlog, I told you about my birthday present to me was to get my eyelashes done, because I've always wanted to do that. And now that I'm older, I really have a reason to go and get my eyelashes done, because I don't really have eyelashes anymore. I used to have like the longest, most beautiful eyelashes as a child. And naturally, because you're messing around with your eyelashes so much with makeup and mascara, your eyelashes just naturally start fading away or falling out or going away, and they're just not as rejuvenating as they used to be. So as a girly girl thing to do, my birthday present was getting them started. And now today I told my husband, I was like, hey, my Christmas present is going to be getting my eyelashes refilled. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go get my eyelashes refilled, and I am going to this really awesome place called Lashify, or Lashville. Sorry, not Lashify. It's Lashville. I don't know why I always want to say Lashified. I'm getting Lashified at a place called Lashville, which is a play on lashes and Asheville, the two words meshed up together. But anyway, the little girl that's doing my eyelashes, well, she's not a little girl, but the artist that's doing my eyelashes again, her name is Carly, and she was so super sweet last time. So I'm going to have Carly do my refills today and treat myself to having some lashes again for a little while. The lashes did start falling out like she said they would. So if you had any questions about maybe getting lashes done, or you just weren't sure about it, you were on the fence, you know, I will say it was really challenging not to just wake up and rub my eyes, because when you rub your eyes, you know, you're gonna like have eyelashes fall out if you rub your eyes. So I was very, very cautious about rubbing my eyes. I was very cautious about when I'm removing my makeup and stuff like that. And actually I find myself not even really using too much makeup anymore now, because I just put my moisturizer on and my eyelashes are on. So I feel like I'm already done up. Like, I don't even feel it's necessary to do like the eyeshadow thing where you do the cat eye and all that, because I already have the eyelashes on. So it makes you feel finished without being finished, which is really cool. So anyway, yeah, Carly is going to fill my eyelashes in today. It is a range of $60 to $80, depending on how much. But it was November 11th when I got my eyelashes applied, and then today is December 14th. So some of them did start falling out, just like they're supposed to, because they're not permanent or anything. I mean, you do have to get them refilled, just like if you get your hair highlighted, you got to get your highlights touched up, right? Oh, the pains of being a girl. But they actually lasted really well. My left eye, which is my saggy, droopy eye, I don't know why, but that one was the one that fell out the most. And then my right eye, it's still pretty well intact. So I gotta ask Carly, my follow-up question about this is, Carly, how do we keep the brand new ones from not falling out, since the old ones on my right eye are still really full and there? I mean, yes, some have fallen out in my right eye, but not like my left. So my left is pretty much going to be a brand new set, whereas my right eye, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you touch that up without losing the brand new ones, since the other old ones haven't fallen out yet? I'm sure she's going to do like this big like brushing out the eyelashes and stuff, which I also did this morning. I was a little bit more, you know, they give you this eyelash twirler, and with the eyelash, it looks like a mascara wand, but it's a clean brush. So you're just brushing your eyelashes off. Anyway, I kind of did it more vigorously than you would to fluff them. So whatever was loose or still about to fall out, I'm hoping that I already like got out everything that was going to fall out. You know what I mean? So that way I'm like taking advantage of getting like the best fill in that I can. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. Doing a little bit of me time, and maybe I'll ask Carly if I can film her and the shop for a hot minute. But some people are really odd about getting filmed. I mean, to me, it's like free publicity. And for me, you guys are just like a digital diary for me. So whoever wants to listen, listens. And if you like what I say, or if you have comments to talk about with me in regards to what I'm saying in the video, feel free. It'd be like being pen pals or whatever, you know? So it doesn't always have to be just about the family and like going places. It can also be about making friends and making comments and having live commentary on here where we can all reply and talk to each other. So anyway, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm driving to, and it's not actually in Asheville, it's actually in the Biltmore Village, and which, by the way, is still all kinds of tore up. I mean, it's getting better, it is, but man, we have got such a long way to go when it comes to repairs from the hurricane. It is still a very sad situation, and the really crappy thing is that FEMA is going away. Like, they are packing up today, and in the 2 counties that were hit just as bad as Buncombe County, and the side of the roads, they are still all caked with tree limbs, and there's still mudslides recovery. And we were actually watching on YouTube, one of our other things that we like to watch. It's called Adventure Is Out There, and it's this wonderful, cute Christian couple that live in Tennessee, and their main thing that they do is in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, because that's where they live. But they actually came over to the Biltmore because the Biltmore house reopened like several weeks ago. They reopened and did their Christmas thing, which, by the way, we're not going to. You can look up their video. They're very nice people. They got the whole thing documented. But holy crap, when I went to the Biltmore back in the day, and I know this is inflation, times change, it costs more to live, blah, 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 blah. But $145 per ticket to go to a mansion. All you're doing is looking around some rich guy's house that, yes, is still family owned. Yes, it's upkept. Yes, they actually, for the amount that it costs to go into that place, of course, they had the money to renovate, refurbish, and clean up and all that stuff. So it is pretty well put together. The gardens still look a mess naturally. Plus, it's also wintertime, so the garden area usually isn't decked out during this time of year anyway. It's the insides that are decked out because they do all the Christmas trees. Every room has a Christmas tree. Every room has a theme. It is really fun. It is really cool, but not for $145 per person. For a family of 5, that's like almost going to, actually, it's a little bit more than if you were to go to Dollywood for the day. Holy crap, think about that. And Dollywood is like a theme park with roller coasters and stuff, and the Biltmore is not. It's restaurants, of which you have to pay to eat at, and there's a winery, and the tasting does come with your ticket to the Biltmore, but still, I can't justify $145 to walk around. And what I was gonna say was, you know, back in the day, before 2024, it was only $72 a ticket, which back then to me was still extremely expensive. I mean, Dollywood right now, you could buy a 2-day ticket for $89 per adult, and that includes you being able to walk around their Christmas thing at night. Okay, let's put that into perspective. So anyway, so they went to the village, they went to the house. It is cleaned up. So if that's like your thing and you've never been, plus I think my thing is too is, and with Jack, you know, we've been to the house. It's, for me, it's one of those places, it has historical value, but it's like, if you've been there once, you've been there. You don't need to go again. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I can't imagine. But, so with that being said, you know, all right, dude, are you gonna get over? It's so funny when you try to be courteous to people and you like let them in because they're merging on into traffic. I always slow down to let them merge in because you never know what butt heads are behind you. Anyway, and plus I'm not in a hurry. Why is everybody always in such a hurry? I hate 26, but it was actually the easiest way to go to get to my next exit, to get to the back roads. So that's what I'm doing. But anyway, I wonder if you could see my eyelashes. I don't want to like not look at the camera, but yeah. So yeah. But with the Tryon Equestrian Center, I think it's going to be fun because tonight it's going to be cold, but not 28 degrees cold like it has been the last several nights. It's actually going to be, today's high is supposed to be, today's high, I think they said, was going to be 55, which is awesome. And then tonight when we would go, because it goes from the time of 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's open for 5 hours. It is all week long, not just on the weekends. The Christmas Village does not cost more on the weekends, thank goodness. I'm going to get tickets ahead of time online, because online they have special group deals. So if you do decide, if you're local or if you're visiting and you see this, they are open. They run the village, I want to say, until January 4th. I could be wrong. I'm going to have to relook that up. I know they're closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, of course. Unless it's up until the 23rd. One of my event calendars that I wrote down for everybody, because I was like scoping out things to do and cool things to hopefully go see. I want to say one of the events that I did look up, and I want to say it is the Christmas Village. It was only open till the 23rd. But it's every night, Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you know. So if you're in the area, if you're on vacation, and you want to do something really cute and unique, if you go online, you get discounted rates for it, okay? The online tickets for a family of 4 is $60. That's 2 adults and 2 junior tickets, okay? And then, so that was $60. If you buy your tickets individually, though, online, this is what I thought was really weird. It was $18 per adult and $14 per kid. When I did out the tickets for our family, it ended up being like $99, and then after tax it was a little over $100. But if I buy the group one with the 2 adults and the 2 juniors, it came out to $60. Then I'd have to pay for Zeke, so I'd have to get one single ticket for Zeke, which would be $14. So I'm saving like a whole bunch of money for if I did the group package. I just don't understand why. What's the deal? I do know on this special event they do charge for parking. It's $10 for parking. So for just a little under $100 after tax, we will be able to take advantage of all the festivities for the full 5 hours. And I'm hoping that because today's Saturday, they might still do a drone show. I know on opening weekend, they had the drone show. And again, because it was so freaking cold, we did not go to opening. It was way too cold. It was like 28 degrees by the time it would have came. Anyway, it was horrible. So this is the time of year where my husband and I are like, we need to move to Florida. Move to Florida for just the 3 months and then come back during spring and summer here. When we grow up, I think we might actually do something like that, because it is just way too cold. And being that I have my insurance license, you know, I can work from home with a laptop and still sell my insurance, you know, for whoever I'm working for at the time. I would never be an independent agent. It's just too expensive. And it's so, like, I mean, maybe in the beginning it's expensive, but you have to be what they call bonded. And when you're a licensed insurance agent, you have to bond yourself to the state of North Carolina if you don't use a named company. And even if you did use a named company, I'm pretty sure they still require you to be bonded, actually, because they expect you to have a team office, like not just you as the agent, but they would expect you to have employees, and that also helps with that too. But it's like $50,000 to be bonded by the state to be your own individual agent. Right now, I'm licensed and I'm an agent, but I'm called a team member agent, which means I work for somebody who is bonded with the state and uses the affiliated company's names, like State Farm. So I work for State Farm, if you didn't know that. And I love my job, by the way. The office is super awesome. I have the best boss. When I started, gosh, I got water all over me now. When I first started with the company, it was when Helene hit. I have other videos in here where I talk more about that part of it, but all I learned the first month that I worked for my boss was how to file claims the proper way and how to help with claims because of the hurricane, which is totally backwards of how you normally would learn insurance. Normally you would learn how to write the declarations and how to bond them and how to what products you sell and why and how. And because once you take the state exam, like the state exam teaches you not necessarily the products, it teaches you the laws and regulations you have to follow in order to sell insurance. Pretty much stating that you're not going to cheat anybody out of money, that kind of thing, and where the rates come from when you're doing quotes, which comes from whatever state you're living in. So if you are ever looking for insurance and you're going company to company to try to find the best rate, it's very, very unusual or unlikely that you will get different rates, because the state you live in is the state that's offering the rates that you have to abide by. That's just the way it is, and it makes it fair for everybody. But when you're shopping around, say if you went from like State Farm to Geico to State Farm or whatever, and Geico had a $5 less premium or whatever, it probably has to do with the way their discounts are set up, but not necessarily the rates of North Carolina, if that makes sense. So, I mean, there is still comparative pricing, but the underlying result is this is what the state is doing, not us, not the agents, not the company. It's state regulated. So anyway, just if you ever wondered. So anywho, but yeah, so I'm really excited about the Equestrian Center. I'm really happy to be in the role I am. But man, how cool would it be to be able to just pick up my laptop, log into the office, but from anywhere I wanted to. That would be so awesome. And I never even thought about it really until I was just rambling on with you. But anyway, all right, South Carolina, you need to move your butt. He is driving so slow. He must be lost. So anyway, I am trying to plan out some vacation time. I get 15 days of vacation gifted to me from my boss, which is nice. And he actually let me dip into a couple of the days for next year, because I just started with him in September. And so I didn't really get a lot of vacation, but you know, the kids are off until January 6th. One of the other girls, she has kids just like me, and she already takes off Christmas every year. That's like her set schedule. I think I'm going to ask if I could have set for the New Year week, so that way I can have off. We tried to get a place to stay and go away for New Year, but the timing just didn't work out. Everywhere is sold out naturally, and so we weren't able to really get in anywhere, which stinks, but it is what it is. So I think what I'm going to do is the money that we would have spent on going away, we'll just do like around here. Maybe we'll do once a day restaurants, or travel for the day somewhere and then come back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do know that on New Year's Eve, I totally wanted to check out this family event that they had going on in downtown Hendersonville. It looked really cute. It's free from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. They're doing a Junior New Year and they're gonna, like, you know, Hendersonville is known for apples and their apple orchards, so the theming of their ball drop is an apple. It just sounded really sweet and cute. So they're going to be handing out candy and cocoa and like making a big deal. There's going to be a DJ, so there's going to be music and dancing, and then at 7 o'clock they're going to do the countdown. And so that sounded like a lot of fun. And you know, the more and more I thought about it, as much as I would want to go out for New Year, it's like, where do you go with kids, like all the kids that we have? Because there's so many different variations of ages and stuff. Maybe it is better that we didn't get to go anywhere and find anywhere. Because last year we stayed home also, because I never get like to have time off during this time of the year, because when I was a manager I had to make sure everybody else got their vacations in first. So, you know, I always had to put everybody else before me. And now this time, because I'm not the boss and because there's only like 3 of us girls in the office at the insurance agency, it makes for super easy to be like, hey, boss man, I want to take off this week. And he'd just be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So that is a dream. I don't even have to like put in a year in advance, which is what I'm totally used to doing. So what we're gonna, anyway, I have the week off for New Year. We're gonna try to find some really fun activities. And then on spring break, I'm going to ask off, because I asked the other girl that has kids, you know, does she have any special plans for Easter week, the spring break? And she said no. So I really want to try to go to our favorite place, which is Bonnet Creek in Orlando. It's Club Wyndham, because we're Club Wyndham owners. I really, really want to try to go there and spend the week in Orlando. But you never know, because if it sells out, you know, I might have to try and find somewhere else too. You know, spring break is really hard because everybody's taking the same time off. Everybody's wanting to go out and do things. I'm sure I could find another resort, but the thing is, I pay for this like year round, the Club Wyndham. I make monthly payments to them so that I can have these vacations, because I'm an owner, but I haven't had it paid off yet. Once I get it paid off, I'll have more freedom to travel using more places and more options. But as of right now, me and my husband were like, hey, we got to find a Wyndham, because we're already paying for it, you know, which is also nice too, because we would never be able to go on so many vacations if we didn't have this Club Wyndham. So, but our favorite place to go is Bonnet Creek. It's so much fun. You should look it up. Bonnet Creek. It's in, I guess if you typed in Celebration or Kissimmee or Orlando, it's actually, I can't remember I think it's actually, if you were to mail something to them, I think it's Lake Buena Vista is the actual suburb town of that Orlando area, Lake Buena Vista. But anyway, the resort is so much fun that when you're staying there, you don't even have to go anywhere. Like, you don't have to spend extra money if you don't want to. You are right next door to like Disney and SeaWorld and like all that, Universal. Like, you're not far from anything, but you know, it costs money. And if you don't have money extra to spend when you get somewhere, this resort is so jam-packed full of activities every day. It's kind of like going to summer camp when you were a kid. Like, they have an activities list, and on the calendar for that month it shows you what's going on and when, and you know, you get to see a lot of fun stuff and you don't feel like you've missed out on anything. They do like a luau one night a week. They have Gatorland, which is a local alligator farm, come with their display of alligators and stuff, and they do demonstration educational. They have bingo for the kids and for the grown-ups, so like you can go play bingo next to the pool area. They got live music next to the pools. They do karaoke at least once every day, which is always fun. Nice big water slides. Like, and when you go there, the property is so big. Like, if you felt like you needed to do walking around and whatnot, I think one lap around the entire resort is a mile. So walking around it a couple of times a day, you're getting a lot of steps in. I think the last time we were there on vacation, I got like 1,200 steps in one day, and that was also sitting by the pool. They have miniature putt-putt golf that's free. Anyway, so Bonnet Creek is like our favorite place to go. So I'm really hoping that in April, which is also Adrienne's birthday, that we can do that. Last year for her birthday, we went to the Smoky Park water park. It also has Club Wyndham in it, and it's an indoor water park and an outdoor water park. But of course, during spring break, the outdoor part's not open because it's still chilly. So we were stuck to the indoor, but we still had a blast because they had a brand new lazy river with like it's a blackout tunnel that looks like a kaleidoscope of lights. And what else? Oh, they had a brand new, sorry, my neck is hurting. Ooh, I slept funny last night. Then they have a brand new, indoor water roller coaster that we got to ride, and that was a lot of fun too. And actually, each place that I'm talking about, Bonnet Creek and the indoor water park, pretty sure I have videos of that on our channel, because before I decided to see about making this like something to upload to more often, or make friends doing, I'm pretty sure I loaded up stuff for the kids. This, by the way, if you didn't know, this channel was originally just for my family, just for the babes, so that they could sit back and watch memories, like photos, you know, stuff like that. Because I'm like a big take pictures type of person, and I just thought it would be so much more fun to do videos. And one day when I'm gone and the kids are all grown up, they're still going to have these videos to watch. Even just me rambling, they'll probably one day be like, hey kids, look, this is your grandma, she's just talking to like nobody. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to the camera, I'm talking to you, all the people that are watching, I'm talking to you. But anyway, so yeah, so one day the kids are gonna all see this, and they'll be able to say, that's grandma, that's what she did. She was like into videos. And honestly, my grandma, my dad's mom, she was a camera person. She had like 50 quadrillion photo albums, you know, like where you actually, the cameras where you actually had to use film and get them developed, and you didn't get to see what they looked like until they came back from the store, and all the anticipation. But she would do photo albums, and, you know, I remember as a little girl going through her collection of albums and just sitting on the floor looking through them, and it was the best. It was the best. And when she passed away, we were able to split the photo albums up, you know, and have a little piece of Grandma Wicks. You know, we always made jokes that, you know, when Grandma Wicks passes, one way to remember her would be to get a tattoo. And we all said, well, what would you get to remind you of Grandma Wicks? And I said, I would get a camera. I would have a camera tattooed on me somewhere, because it would, that is how I would remember Grandma. And honestly, I'm not one of those people that like to have like dates and names put on you. First of all, if somebody spells the name wrong, it's on there forever. And if they saw your dates, or, you know, got confused and they dated you wrong, that would suck too. Because then you're just like, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. So something that's like an icon. And then I chickened out, and I'm just not into tattoos anymore, so I never got one for Grandma Wicks. Now, my mom's mom, Grandma Street, I did get one in memory of her, and it was an angel on a cloud holding a rose. Well, I shouldn't say was, it's still there because it's permanent, but the angel holding the rose, her first name was Rose, Rosalie. So that was my memory of Grandma Street, was the angel holding the rose. So, but yeah, now I'm too chicken, and I do not see myself getting any more tattoos. But back then, if I was going to, that would have been what it was. It would have been a camera for Grandma Wicks. But anyway, and then my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and he was a drummer. So for him, I probably would have done some kind of weird drum set. Yeah, anyway. And if my mom passed away, what would I get for her? She's still with us. She's not dead. Hi, Mom, you're probably watching this. I don't know what I would get for her. I can't think of anything clever, like an actual niche. I'd probably get the saying, fly, birdie, fly. Because when we were little and we were just turning into adults, anything that we needed to learn or do or be on our own, that was the saying that I remember her saying a lot. Fly, birdie, fly. So anyway, what is going on with traffic? It is just full. We're stuck in traffic, which is fine. It's only 11:13 and my appointment's at 11:45. So that's part of taking the back roads. I thought it'd be quicker, but it's not. I wonder if a tree fell. There's still so many trees that are just like everywhere. Hold on, since we're on the side of the road, I'm going to flip you around for a second. Look, just right there. See, we got leaning trees everywhere like that right now. And it's every roadway. I mean, every roadway. It's 26, it's the back roads, it's the neighborhoods. And I still it blows my mind that FEMA is packing up half their resources today. Saturday, December 14th. Today is the day that they're moving out of some of these counties that they're not fully helped. There's still people living in tents. Like, it baffles me. And then they announced on the news that one of the things that FEMA is offering right now is to buy your property at price value, at fair market value, which it's not being fair because they're not doing it from before the catastrophe. They're doing fair market value after the catastrophe. And one of the reasons why FEMA says that they're not bringing in more resources like trailers and stuff to help people is because now they've marketed them as flood zones. And if it's in a flood zone, they're not going to put anything out there, which is so unfair. This hurricane, this flood, this mudslide that we all had to deal with, this is like the second time in 100-something years. There was one other flood, and that was in 1912 or 1916. There's an actual marker in downtown Biltmore Village that talks about the flood of 1900 something or another. It was a long time ago, and that is the only other time that there's been a major flood. So for them to declare all these areas flood zones now is completely and totally unjust. It is so unjust, because these homes that have been washed out and the properties, I mean, look up markets, look up Zillow for Asheville. You get a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house for like $525,000. I mean, it's expensive to live here, the houses, because you're on the mountains, and because they're bringing, like, if you were to do a development, they have to like crane and airlift and like manipulate, because half the houses here are on mountains. And that was another thing I heard on the news. That was one of the other reasons why FEMA wasn't able to bring in more resources, not just because they were declaring flood zones, but because they decided that they didn't have the resources to hike up these mountains and use tools like excavators and stuff to put new homes on the mountains where their homes were. Because again, these homes were like on stilts, like you see at the beach, you know, if you ever go to the beach and you see the homes up on the like poles and the scaffolding and stuff. Anyway, they show, like, that's how the mountain houses are on the side of the mountain. Like, they're on scaffolds. And so, yeah, they decided it would have been too hard to do with the resources that they had. So that's sad. And then this poor guy on the news, local, he owned a TikTok account. And I don't even know how far out the news has been going lately for the Carolina area. But I know at least nationwide, actually locally, they hardly talk about anything anymore and fixing stuff. And they're supposed to be keeping us up to date all the time, right? So anyway, FEMA just doesn't have the resources to help us, and it's so sad because they're our government, you know, and that just sucks. And I really wish that, you know. Oh, but what I was going to say about the TikTok dude, sorry, ADD moment. So they were just recently on the news too. Henderson County went out and arrested one of our local people who has a TikTok account that was spreading lies about how much help FEMA is doing or not doing, and giving false information about the Batcave area. Okay, I invite any of you. I'm not saying anything bad about FEMA. I'm not saying anything except for what I'm hearing on the news. This is what news is reporting every day. And for him to get in trouble for repeating what the news is saying, I just don't understand it. But yeah, he got arrested. He was blocked from TikTok. He can never have a TikTok account again. Oh, because they said one of the reasons why in the report, I remember them saying it was because he was making money off of it, off of the misinformation, because he was making money. Okay, if you are an established YouTuber, if you're an established TikToker, right? you have a following. You have like 1 million fans. Like on here, I know I've only got 44 fans that actually subscribed, but, or no, I think it's 45 now, so thank you. But my point is that there's millions of people that watch but you got a following. Like, he gets paid for putting content out there. It just happened to be that this content this time was repeating what our news people are telling us. How can you get in trouble for repeating what the news is already telling us? I watched his video. I watched him walk around. It wasn't anything controversial. It was the exact same thing that WLOS, that's our local news, said here. I mean, what's the deal? What's the deal? I don't get it. That's like freedom of speech is like, forget it. But I will say, oh my gosh, that's a new Starbucks. When the heck did that get built? Okay, that's weird. We still don't have houses, but we have a Starbucks now. Well, we have a lot of Starbuckses, but where I'm driving, there was never a Starbucks. But anyway, I just don't understand. How can you take freedom of speech away and just be repeating what the news said? That poor guy. I hope he gets a lawyer, and I hope he wins, is all I gotta say. Because that's not cool. We should have the right to talk about our feelings, how we feel, what's going on in the world. Where if we feel sad about the development of fixing things and what used to be our towns, like, it's going to take so many years, people. So many years to fix everything. But anyway, I'm almost at my eyelash place. Almost to the appointment. So, I've been rambling on for exactly 47 minutes. And thanks for hanging out with me on the car ride, for letting me just spout out information and stuff that I've been having on my mind. My throat is very dry. I don't know why. Ooh, I hate this time of year. It's too cold, then you run the heater, and you get dried out, and then you have to turn off the heater, but then you get really cold, so you get like gunk and everything. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to my talk in the car ride. This has been fun. And be on the lookout for my Winter Village Tryon Equestrian time, because it's going to be fun. And now that I know how to operate this camera in the dark, which was a big step, we'll be able to have a really cool video for you. So anyway, have a great day. Until the next time, adventure is waiting.